Thank you for joining me on my masterclass. Now, today I'm going to be taking a question from a guy called Rahul. Now, the interesting thing is that Rahul is from India. Now, I've taken questions from Cambodia, Thailand, Vietnam. Around that region, I have a number of subscribers. I've got a great deal of subscribers. Something like about 11% of my subscribers come from those three countries. But I've never had a question from India, so that's the first. Now, Rahul wants to know what are the best stocks to buy for the month of May? Best stocks to buy for the month of May. He asked other questions, but well, I'm not sure. Maybe his English is the best, but this question. So I'll just tackle this question, and then I mean, throw some more light on it. I talked about this somewhat yesterday. I did talk about the stocks to buy. Now you have to look at in buying stocks. You have to look at indexing and history. So a lot of investment firms in the United States, banks, and brokers, they tend to cherry pick stocks from the S&P 500, and there's a reason they do that because the S&P 500 has a almost 100-year history, and so they look at that, and then it's reliable, it's sound. But then if you look at the last 10 to 15 years, what happens is that stocks in the Nasdaq Composite tend to outperform stocks in the S&P 500. So I mean, I'm going to give you some figures. For the last 15 years, the Nasdaq Composite has outperformed the S&P 500 by 2 to 1 because the compound annual growth rate of the Nasdaq for the last 15 years is 16%. So if you had invested in stocks in the Nasdaq, you're going to be having a 16%, like interest rate in a year. But for the S&P 500, it's 8%, which is not bad, I mean, both of them right now are above the inflation rate. So it's not bad at all. And especially, when President Trump was in power and there was a low inflation rate, it was extremely good. But even right now, it's not so bad. Right now, I think the US has tamed inflation so where it's about 6% or maybe just slightly under 6%. So both of them are okay. But I would say watch the Nasdaq Composite because the Nasdaq Composite has tech stocks. And the thing about tech stocks is that they're very inflation resilient because they are not, they're very, very capital light. So for instance, let's take a company like Mobil. You have to have oil rigs in several countries. You've got to have staff. You've got to have insurance for them. You've got to have security for them. A number of things. You've got to have infrastructure, deep oil infrastructure. All of that is very capital intensive. And right now in the United States, where you have interest rates, if you want to take a loan, you're looking at an interest rate of about 7%. A lot of people are going to be struggling with those kinds of businesses. But then when you have tech companies, all you need is a server. And then with the advent of artificial intelligence, it's brought a lot of their costs down. So if I were to counsel people on what shares to buy, and don't forget, although I call this counsel, it's my personal opinion, I would say buy tech stocks, and then not just any tech stocks, because the challenge with a lot of people is that they want to buy cheap stocks thinking that they're going to go up. Cheap stocks are likelier to go down than to go up. You don't want to buy stocks based on whether they're cheap or not. You want to buy stocks because they're high quality stocks. So you want to look for high quality stocks. So in my opinion, what are the best stocks to buy? I would say these stocks. I would say buy NVIDIA. I would say buy AMD. Some people ask me the other time, what is AMD? AMD is a company, it's a tech company. The AMD stands for Advanced Micro Devices. Advanced Micro Devices. Both NVIDIA and AMD, just from between yesterday and today, they're up. NVIDIA is up by about 5%. AMD is up by almost 2%. So I mean, these are very, very good stocks to buy. I would say buy Meta. Between January to now, Meta has gone up by about 70%. So it was $141 dollars per share, and right now it's about $242 per share. So it's really gone up significantly. Microsoft. Now, the reason why I say Microsoft, because Microsoft, of all of the companies that deal with AI, Microsoft is the largest. And Microsoft has a lot of promise because, right now, the whole world, we're just beginning to scratch the surface of AI. So there's a lot of promise. There's a lot of room for growth. So I would say, even right now, although it's quite an established company, Microsoft is almost like a growth stock right now because of the advent of AI. So I would say Microsoft. I would also say buy Tesla. Buy Alphabet. Alphabet is the parent company for Google. Buy Netflix. Netflix is good. I would also say buy Amazon. Amazon is also good. I would say you might buy maybe probably 1 or 2 pharmaceutical companies just to mix your portfolio so that all your portfolio is not just in tech stocks. So I would say, okay, you could invest in Pfizer. You could invest in Pfizer. Pfizer is quite good, if you can invest in Pfizer. And then I would say also invest in an aviation company. So companies that are involved in either building planes or would I say managing airports, because we're seeing growth in the automobile and aviation industry. So I would say, invest in that. If you ask me, I would just say maybe invest in Bayo Ogunlesi's brokerage, his group of the stocks the airports that he runs. So that will be my 10 stock picks. I would counsel, you limit yourself on that. However, you got to remember, it's an opinion. I could be wrong. So far, when I give counsel, I haven't been wrong, but I'm a human being. One day I'm going to be wrong. So Rahul, I hope I answered your question. I know you had some other questions. My staff had difficulty reading your English. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you an email. I see that you put an email in there, so I'm going to send you an email. But then, if you've watched this and you have questions arising from it, maybe it might be my accent because it's a bit funny. I scroll all over the place. Or it might be maybe I talk too fast or I talk too slow. Whatever it is, put your questions in the comment section of this video, and I'm going to do my best. My staff are going to bring them to me, and I'll do my best to respond to each and every category. But you got to remember, I do not have a WhatsApp or a Telegram channel or Gmail email address. So you got to be aware of scammers. They create YouTube profiles with my image on it, and then they approach people in the comment sections of my videos, telling them helpline, guideline, contact me for more profitable information, or contact Elliot or another name. And when you contact them, they're going to ask you to pay $1,000. You're going to think it's me, and then you're going to pay the money. And then that's the last you're going to hear from them, and you start chasing me, poor old me. Say, Pastor Reno, if you didn't know, I am the apostle of prosperity. I want all my subscribers to make money. Now, this is Reno Marcus saying, God bless you.
But Reno travels all around the world. I hope you get inspired about what you see. Apostle of greatness, Reno is a master. Only one man against the whole world in large. Fighting with the monsters, poverty I can't stand. That's why Reno is